Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Cop Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic Wednesday, wherever you are around the world. Hopefully, all good and all well. Hopefully, everyone is enjoying the evening. And why wouldn't you be? Liverpool have just beaten Southampton by 2-1 with all the kids, of course, and everyone else. But look, again, good result for Liverpool into the League Cup semi-final, which again is the most important thing. And of course, no injuries. And by the looks of things, again, obviously important players getting important minutes in the legs, of course, in terms of Diogo Jota, Federico Chiesa as well, also coming back. But overall, Liverpool into the semi-finals of the League Cup. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, whether or not if you're watching now or on the replay as well. We're interested to know your guys' thoughts down below as well. Because look, the fact that Liverpool are in yet another semi-final. Of course, looking at the teams that are still in the Carabao Cup. Again, obviously, you've got Newcastle, you've got Arsenal. Of course, tomorrow you've got Spurs and Manchester United. So, not an easy game in the semi-final. There's no easy game in that sense. Anyway, and of course, when you do look at it, and you look at again the caliber of teams that you're going to be playing up against, you're going to be in for a fight. But of course, with it being over two legs as well, I would probably think Liverpool are going to do something quite similar for the rest of the Carabao Cup. Maybe if we get an Arsenal or Man United, maybe that might change the approach. Maybe, but. Again, I think Liverpool might end up doing the same. But overall, the fact that we've beaten the Southampton side with pretty much our second team, I think is really, really good. Again, the first half, I thought structurally we were, amazing. I've not got the slide here, but I thought, one guy in particular, and his name's Wataru Endo, I thought was amazing, in that centre-back role, pushing into the midfield and being kind of that inverted centre-back, if you want to. I thought that was really, really good, and how we commanded that first half in particular. I thought, I thought we really, really did that game well. And then when we did change things around, when we're bringing on certain players and obviously taking off Trent, taking off McAllister, we allowed Southampton to get back into the game. And obviously the longer it went on, of course, Southampton grew in confidence, especially with that goal towards the back end as well. So look, at the end of the day, towards the end, it got a bit uncomfortable, but I think overall, when you do look at the overall perspective of the game and you look at, the full 90 minutes, I think Liverpool and Arne Slot, of course, watching on, would have been happy with the way the game went and how Liverpool dealt with certain situations as well. And of course, more importantly, getting the win. And of course, Harvey Elliott back on the score sheet. And of course, Darwin Nunez getting, of course, his goal after the Southampton fans tried to, of course, call him Andy Carroll once again. Anyway, but look, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments, of course, because for me, my man of the match for tonight is Wataru Endo. I know plenty of people have different opinions and different thoughts on that. But for me, he was the main standout tonight, without a shadow of a doubt. I thought he was excellent for the majority part of the game. Of course, again, getting an absolute ball to the face, which, for their goal was a bit harsh. I know some people on Twitter especially was fuming about that. But look, Wataru Endo playing centre-back for Liverpool might be the way forward if we ever need a player in that caliber there. Just looking at his statistics now, accurate passes, he completed 93% of those. Again, one touch in the final box, which is pretty interesting. Again, clearances 2, interceptions 2, recoveries 4. Ground duels 100%, aerial duels 60%. I think he won 3 out of 5 in those. And again, absolute solid performance from Wataru Endo. And for me, he is my man of the match. I think Sky give it to Harvey Elliott, which again, he had a very good game on the right hand side. Of course, obviously Mo not playing. Obviously tonight, him getting a full rest. But again, for me, it's Wataru Endo. I thought he was absolutely excellent in playing that inverted full back system, which I thought was really, really cool as well, and different from what we've seen of Arne Slot as well in this Liverpool team. But does Darwin's positives outweigh the negatives? For the game, probably. Again, the goal he got, again, it was a very good goal from him. Of course, if he doesn't end up scoring that, I think that's more conversations towards the negative side of things. But again, him getting a goal, I think is the most important thing. But again, there was certainly different scenarios in this game where, again, maybe Darwin could have maybe got another goal or assist. But I think tonight screamed volumes of Arne Slot's thoughts, I think, for the weekend, for me anyway, with Darwin playing a full 90 minutes. I do think maybe the front three that we saw against Fulham might be the same front three again, with Cody, Lucho, and Mo. I think that might be Arne Slot's three right now. I think once Jota gets more minutes and more game time, I think maybe Jota might enter that conversation. Which again, that's obviously a talking point towards Darwin Nunez and himself, but I do think once Liverpool have a fully fit squad, I don't think Darwin Nunez is the number 9 for Liverpool right now. Of course, that can change from now into the end of the season, but I think at the moment, in terms of Arne Slot selection, I do think Luis Diaz and Diogo Jota are ahead of him, sadly. And I do think that, unfortunately. But great, it's Spurs away this weekend. Yes, it is. Look, I'm looking forward to the game. I know plenty of people are nervous for it. I'm not. I'm very excited for it. Again, Liverpool, I was looking at a statistic earlier. This game now means that Liverpool have gone 20 games unbeaten. Actually, let me quickly get the stat up because I did retweet it on the Cop Council Twitter page, which I did like the stat, to be fair. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, so Liverpool have gone 20 games unbeaten within a single season in all competitions for the first time since March 1996, which, again, I think it's... I think that goes to show how well we've done since that Forest game. And again, to be through, of course, unbeaten in the Premier League. Well, I say unbeaten in the Premier League. Unbeaten in the Champions League. Sorry, again, one defeat only in the Premier League. Again, Carabao Cup, we're into the semi-finals. Again, what Arne Slot has done has truly been remarkable for what we've done so far this season. Again, it's just pushing through, though, and getting over the line towards the end of the season will be crucial, of course, anyway. But I wonder if VAR will overshadow this one. We all remember last time, didn't we, Hero? Especially good process, boys. Anyway, I do think, look, tonight was an example, I think, of VAR is a good thing, in terms of, again, I think Southampton's goal shouldn't have stood. I think also in the Arsenal game as well, I was hearing people saying there was offside in that aspect of things. Again, I think that's another aspect where that's something that it's useful for. But look, you could go over so many things. Probably even the Newcastle game as well. You could go on to say anyway. But evening, Doug saying hi, Con. Konza for me is a big concern. Looked really shaky tonight. Yeah, I think he's at a shocker of a season so far. Which, look, for a 20-year-old, I think Konza's 20, isn't he? I think for a 20-year-old. Again, last season with it being his breakthrough season, and obviously the positives that came out from it, and of course, I think a lot of us were really positive about his progression and his stature throughout the season. Again, Jurgen Klopp trusting him in a lot of away games last season. In terms of, I think, Spurs away, Newcastle away, Palace away. Like, again, loads of big games last season. He trusted, Joel Konza. And I think it's been blatantly obvious that Arne Slot does not trust Joel Konza. Tonight, I feel like the goal was not completely his fault, but I feel like he can be a lot better in that situation. But again, a 20-year-old player that, again, is low on confidence. Again, I think it's probably a question mark. No, I don't think in January, but I do think in the summer, maybe you do have the conversation of, does he go out on loan? Does he go to a championship team, and gain that confidence where he can go on to play 20, 30 games a season, similar like we did with Harvey Elliott, send him to Blackburn, or a team like that. Ben Doak so far this season played in the Championship, being probably the best, or one of the best low moves in the Championship so far this season, as well. I think that could definitely be an option for the future. I'd be very intrigued to see whether or not what Liverpool do next season with him. But I think as far as this season, I think it's been, a massive indication of what Liverpool think of Jarell Konsa and what Arne Slot think of Jarell Konsa, that he is probably fourth choice centre-back this season. And, going back to last season, he was probably, just behind Ibu Kanate in the pecking order, in that sense as well. And you probably even think about it now. I think Arne Slot probably thinks of him as, like I said, a fourth choice centre back, third choice right back. If he thinks of him as that right-sided right back, potentially, but again, who knows? But I would be concerned with Jarell Konsa. I thought he did decent in the first half, but I think once, of course, Southampton did attack a lot more, he did look very shaky, as well. And considering, like I said, Wataru Endo, he's not a centre back. Of course, he has played there before, but with him not being an out-and-out centre-back and doing what he did tonight, again, you could possibly even make the shout that Wataru Endo could possibly play centre-back for Arne Slot, potentially, of course. But Bigger Barry as well, who've done well, mate, saying Darwin seems lost, can't see it ever working out for him at Liverpool, think it's time to cash in. I'm in somewhat of an agreement in some sense. I think Darwin has the capabilities of being one of the best strikers in world football. I've said that for a long time. I think he has the ingredients to be a really good player. But at Liverpool, it hasn't worked out, unfortunately. And you hope and dream that it can get turned around. I thought this season in particular, with us playing more of a striker than a false nine, we could do that, but again, it hasn't worked out, because I think, like we just said, I think Luis Diaz is probably ahead of Darwin Nunez in the pecking order in Arne Slot's mind. I think Diogo Jota definitely is ahead of Darwin Nunez when he's fit and available. Of course, when that is, of course, it's the biggest question going at the minute at Liverpool. But when he is fit and available, no, there's no doubt. I think everyone can agree Diogo Jota is probably Liverpool's main striker. But again, Darwin Nunez, similar to last season, with Jurgen Klopp, he was given an opportunity. That Newcastle game, he took it, ran away with it to begin with, and then it died out towards the end of the season when of course we were playing Jota, Gakpo, and Diaz more ahead of Darwin Nunez. And I felt like this season, and even this period now that we've had while Jota's been out injured, and Darwin Nunez could have really taken that number 9 shirt and ran away with it. And of course, what Darwin Nunez, I think, does off the ball, I think, is brilliant. Again, the counter pressing, the defensive work, the work rate as well, all that's great. But in front of goal, you need to be a lot better. And again, that's only a second goal in I think 12 starts for Liverpool this season, which again isn't great. I think over the last 12 games, I think it is either 12 starts or the last 12 games for Liverpool, it's not been great, and that needs to change. 100% it does. I'm going to get that away shirt. Looks decent with a long sleeve as well, based there. It does. Again, iconic kits, isn't it, chat? And I think, look, that is definitely one, hopefully, that we can talk about the end of the season as being as an iconic kit. So certainly that third kit as well, the grey kit, I do like that quite a lot as well anyway. But overall sense, again, it's great the fact that we're through to another semi-final, first under Arne Slot. But of course, we'll find out tomorrow who we're going to get in the round, in of course the draw. Anyway, of course, for the semi-final for tomorrow. Anyone we're going to get is going to be a difficult game. We've got Newcastle, Arsenal, and then potentially Man United or Spurs. That's who do you want out of that? Let me know your guys' thoughts. Who you'd want out of that? For me, I'd love to play Arsenal and just beat them. I would. Just to knock them out of a cup would be brilliant. But like, I don't care who we get. I'm more than confident that Liverpool can beat every single team. On there. Um, I think what are we going to say? The easiest one's probably Man United. On current form. But again, every team's going to be difficult in that sense anyway. But are the semis one leg? No, they're two legs. I think they're two legs. Anyway, I'm going to double check because I was having this conversation earlier with someone. And yeah, I think it's over 2 legs, but let me double check before we do shoot off because I said every 10 minutes and I've already been 16 minutes. The Carabao Cup semi-finals, 2 legs. Let me double check. It does, yeah, it does say 2 legs, so it's 2 legs. According to Google, it says 2 legs. But again, I could be wrong, or Google could be wrong as well. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Anyway, but I'll let you guys know tomorrow because we'll do more of a video tomorrow anyway, talking about the game and so on as well. But yeah, 2 legs, I think it is anyway. But for me, before we do shut off, my man of the match, Wataru Endo, thought he was excellent tonight. And look, Liverpool into another semi-final. And look, I'm happy whoever we get. But of course, now the focus goes to Spurs on Sunday. And of course, if results go our way, Liverpool could again extend that gap at the top of the Premier League table. Anyway, of course, if Chelsea win, they go above us. So that will put the pressure on as well. But again, Spurs away, I'm up for it. And again, I think everybody else should be anyway. But again, the Reds are into a semi-final. And again, what an absolute boss win for the boys as well. The fact that, again, you got youngsters playing, again, Tyler Morton playing. Of course, you got Jaden Dans, I think, come on as well. Shame we didn't see Rio Nguma. Again, I'm gutted about that. But again, we got to see Trainee Oni as well. I thought he had a decent game as well, playing alongside Tyler Morton. But look, we'll take it when we chat. Anyway, and hopefully, again, we'll get to see more of the youngsters this season anyway. But the English Football League says it will keep 2-leg semi-finals in the Carabao Cup for the 24-25 season. And there we go. Then thank you, Hero, for that. Anyway, but I'm going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Big thank you for everyone that has tuned in to tonight's show. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, 9 p.m. as usual. We'll talk a bit more about this game and anything else that has come up anyway in tomorrow's episode. Again, if you are new around here, of course, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. And again, guys, if you guys like these types of videos, again, let us know what types of videos you'd like in the comments down below. Anyway, but until next time, that's going to be it from me. I've been Connor from the COP Council. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.